Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on Young Entrepreneurs Week, powered by Keller Williams on behalf of Property Drives. I'm joined by Sam from Lead Pro, and we're now going into prop tech. So Sam, thanks for joining us.
Hi there.
What was it attracted you to property, or was it the tech piece? How did you fall into where you are now?
So my background was originally in property, working in lettings. So all through my time in university, I worked managing properties. And then sort of in the 2010, I became really interested in the technology side, particularly in customer experience, and I thought property is going to change dramatically in the face of technology. Estate agency is a very vanilla business. What differentiates one agent from another? It really comes down to customer service and reputation, and in the last couple of years in the industry, that point has been hit home by the massive growth of online agents who have come in. Adverts are on the tube, on the TV, and they're saying we move more people, we do a better job, we get better ratings. Technology is there to help estate agents provide good customer service, and I think that crossover of estate agents looking at how they can improve their business using technology to make sure they stand out and they're really doing a great job, it is coming to the property industry.
Okay, fine. So you think estate agencies are evolving, it's changing. Perfect. And who do you think will be the winners in this in the next few years?
The big corporate estate agents have hedged their bets well. So every one of the big estate agents have invested in an online estate agency. I think the companies that really look at customer experience, over half of inquiries from Rightmove and Zoopla by buyers and tenants are sent when the average high street estate agent is closed. What's happening with those leads? What's the response time? How are those consumers treated? Are they treated as transactions, or are they treated as people? Who's going to build the estate agency that is really helping people, not just perhaps on buying or selling their home or renting their home or letting their home, but the aftercare services and the services around that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Keller Williams, we invested, I think it was £41 million in technology development last year. Exactly based on what you've said, really. We want our agents to be enabled by tech, so the leads do go through to them and then they can service their clients. But what we definitely feel is there's room for the personable agent that has tech which helps them on their journey.
With the Keller Williams model, is that based around branches, or is it more similar to Purple Bricks with agents sitting under a brand?
So we have what we call market centres. So I run Keller Williams London Bridge, and we have a market centre that will service South East London, if you like. So all our agents can come in, take advantage of the training, the technology, lead generate, do deals with each other. Then they can go back out to their respective areas, do business, do their hobbies, do whatever they want to do, and then service the clients. Like you say, in the evening when business is there to be done, what we don't do is shut up 5 o'clock like a lot of the high streets or 5:30 do, meaning that they're not available when you need them.
And do you have office front, or is it not sort of high street branded?
No, it's non-high street branded.
Yeah, I think this is really going to be one of the ways that a estate agency evolves. So we're based in Islington. If you walk up Upper Street, you've got about 12 different estate agents all paying very expensive rent and very expensive rates on properties that arguably don't drive that much impact to their business. And I think that the agents who are able to provide outstanding service and potentially lower fees, there's really going to be a squeeze on the market, and a lot of those old-fashioned agents who are coming in suits and ties, only in office hours, are very formal. I think that's going to change a lot in the next couple of years.
Well, if you look at customer experience, I would rather have one hub that services South East London, and rather than pay for 5 offices in a small patch with 4.5 staff in there manning it, I'd rather put that into my customer experience or my tech, meaning that when a lead comes in at 9 o'clock in the evening, it's dealt with, and if one agent can't pick it up, it goes into a hopper, and actually your customer experience, your customer service is there when you need it to be. So yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I think one of the other areas of customer experience that's quite interesting is referral services. So we've processed over 250,000 inquiries from buyers and tenants, and there's a huge opt-in rate. 17% of people are saying, we want to get broadband set up for when we move in, can you help us? So there's lots of opportunities for estate agents who are maybe feeling the squeeze on the fees coming down to actually add revenue in other areas. There just needs to be a little bit more innovation and think of the business as not just one transaction, but how can they help and also get paid for helping in all the sort of steps. Do you do anything with referring services, perhaps mortgages or internet or insurance?
Yeah, we do. We have that all set up, so our agents can refer out mortgage brokers, solicitors. We have a preferred list, but they can put out who they want. It's their business, if you like. But that's really interesting. So if you're looking at it as a young entrepreneur, you're going to have your core business. How much time in the first couple of years would you put to maybe a second or tertiary referral business, or would you not focus on that once you're kicking off your new business?
Every business is different, but I think if you only have one product and you're selling a premium expensive product, it can be difficult to let people trial, become comfortable with your brand, particularly when you're new. So if you have a selection of different products and some of them are a little bit lower cost, entry cost to get people in, to build a bit of a client base, I think that's quite important. A lot of businesses do that. So for instance, in Islington again, when Marsh & Parsons launched their new office in Islington, they did 0% fee for the first 100 transactions to drive business. When we launched our service with estate agents, we took the first 100 branches on for free because we needed case studies, we needed testimonials. So sometimes one of the challenges of a new business or a startup, you have to create that proof of value, that social proof, and you sometimes have to take a little hit on your revenues at the start. There's a lot of focus in startup media of go out and raise a big amount of money and then spend it and make a lot of money. And I think that if you look at the most successful businesses, they don't really operate in that way. Particularly at the start, they're very cash conservative and they're really looking at how can we keep costs as low as possible, how can we bring in revenue, and then they're really only taking on funding to scale when they've proven their business model and proven their business acumen and ability. I'd say that if you've got a pot of money to start your business, really try to dip into it as little as possible.
I mean, you can look and go, wow, I've got this in my bank account, and it's almost like your first day on holiday. You go, I've just spent 500 quid on, I've been here 5 hours. You look and go, wow, where did that start?
It's easy to spend and hard to make.
Yeah, exactly. So we call it red light, green light. Only spend it if you can work out it's going to give you a return on investment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of, particularly in the technology space, there's a lot of metrics around what are my assumptions on this. If I'm going to spend £7,000 presenting my business at the Arla conference, what do I expect it will bring back?
Yeah.
And sometimes the reality is that can be quite harsh. You've got to be pretty rigid with what you spend on.
Okay, perfect. Last question from me. What's the one book or the one YouTube channel or podcast that you would recommend again if you're starting out?
I think if you're starting out in property, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is just a really good beginner's entry to sort of investments and how to manage it. If you're starting in technology, I would recommend watching the Google Design Sprint by Google Ventures, 40-minute video, and it'll save you potentially hundreds of thousands on how you build a piece of software.
Brilliant. Sam, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that. I think there were some really insightful tips. Stay tuned for our next episode.